The way that blogging works in my classroom is that I have students take turns being a scribe for the class. What a scribe does is they just describe what we did in class. So they retell the notes, they include pictures or diagrams about the notes, they find websites that link into what we were talking about, or YouTube videos, and they link them on the blog. That way, when the other students go home, they can take a look at a recap of the day's lesson. If a student missed a class, they can catch up on what they missed. And overall, they can just have another understanding in someone else's words of what we did in class that day.
The thing I love about vlogging is that it's really interactive. We can share the information with the world.
Vlogging has improved my learning because when I'm responsible for the blog, I go more in depth with the topic and I learn more. And also I like how it's written by my peers so I can understand the language better than opposed to my textbook.
What I like about vlogging in math class is being able to see other people's interpretation of the lesson. When I was writing for the blog, I felt more responsible in learning because others had to learn it from me.
Using the blog, I've noticed that the students have had a deeper understanding as well as they've been more engaged in their own learning. The marks have improved. So as I look at this semester, I see that students really are connected, and not only in the classroom, they're connected through their home experience. When they go home, their parents are able to see what their children are doing, and they're able to understand more about the mathematics through the children's perspective by them explaining what they've been doing in class.
So last year with our Essentials in Basketball class, when we got started, we decided that we wanted to incorporate some video analysis. So kids being able to see how they shoot, and then talking about what they could correct with their shot or what they're doing well with their shot, and then leading that into them improving their shot. So they videotaped themselves from the 3 angles, downloaded the video onto the computer in one of the labs here at the school, and then using the model of what a perfect shot would look like, compared their shot to that, describing points of improvement for each angle. The thing I liked best about Edmodo is that there was no paper changing hands, so they hand them in, I'm able to read what they wrote, I'm able to watch the videos that they submitted, and then ask them questions, pose more questions back. I'm able to grade the assignment right there on Edmodo as well. So one way that Edmodo has helped change the way I'm teaching with this course specifically is that I'm now able to, I think, move a little bit away from teacher-centered instruction. So in the past I may have demonstrated what the proper shot would look like, or I would have used video to do that, and I would have had the students comment on what I was talking about. So it's led to much more student-centered instruction, I think.
What I like about Edmodo is I don't have to worry about losing my homework because it's on the computer and I get feedback from my teacher right away. Edmodo has improved my learning because I'm able to get feedback from my teacher and use it to make my assignments better.
I like to use Edmodo because I could comment on my classmates' work and they could also comment on mine, and then we could improve off the comments.
Students are much more excited and willing to get started on a project. I feel that we get more feedback, or I can pose more questions to check for deeper understanding. I think it's awesome that we're less papers being wasted. It's all online. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to cart around. It's all in cyberspace. I know people are probably watching this thinking, "Wow, Ryan Kangas, just a phys ed teacher." And yeah, just a phys ed teacher, but even I know this is good for student learning.
So Shakespeare Online, we purchased this year the Macbeth Online project, decided to try it with our grade 11 English classes. We like the idea of it because it gives our students an opportunity to interact with the text in many different ways, not just the print media, but electronically. There are the multimedia links, there's a graphic novel link, there's a full online text with links to glossary, self-checks. So there's a whole range of things that our kids can do online. They also have their own personal play script that they can take notes in and so forth.
I think my favorite part about Shakespeare Online is there's a discovery section, and it really helps me like point out and specify certain aspects of the text. Like it'll point out some certain ironies or symbolisms, and that's really helpful.
I like learning in this way because it really helps bring everything together with all the resources it uses, and the fact that it's always available. I can access it at any time, no matter where I am.
Normally in class what we have to do is we read from a book and the teacher will have to explain everything about what's going on in the scene or exactly what the irony is in the story. But with Shakespeare Online, we get to go on there, we're in the driver's seat, we're learning everything ourselves instead of just relying on one person to tell us.
I think having this Macbeth Online project has really enhanced our way to reach and engage the students with Macbeth. I also believe it's really enhanced the students' learning because it offers a more interactive way for them to engage with the text. It's less teacher-directed and more student-directed, the learning. They can also access all of these resources 24/7, so not just in the classroom, but on their own time as well.
We wanted to start a quick and easy way of setting up a portfolio for the students. And with this new technology we have, it seems easy for them and they actually have fun doing it. So the way we do it is we take a picture of their work, whether it's on a client or it's on a mannequin, and they take a picture with their phone and then they just email it to an address on posters. And they seem to have, great time doing it. They can change it anytime they want. They can actually put video on there, and it's great for potential employers when they want to show them their work.
I am to get your friends. I had to computer so many.
What I like about online portfolios is that it's easy to access and you can use it straight from your cell phone. And your work can be up within 3 minutes, and it lets you share your work and be proud of what you did.
Having my work online has improved my learning because we always start, we do new things, but we go back and do the same thing over. So having a picture of what we did first, and then maybe 3 months later we do the same thing, and we can compare them and see how much we got better at it.
What I like about the online portfolios is I can assess their work formatively as they're working, and as they're progressing the work, I can check on their blogs, and at the end, it's a summative assessment, and then I can see how they've done.
We initially implemented the BYOD, or Bring Your Own Device project, in my grade 9 English class. And although there were a few kinks to work out at the beginning, I can honestly say that it has added another dimension to classroom teaching. Now that we have ready access to devices in the classroom, we can take advantage of many learning resources that we could not have before. We use today's Meet as a way of starting units, as an alternative to regular brainstorming. We still think, pair, share, but we now often do the sharing part online. The program provides an opportunity for students to build on dialogue, and then we often have class discussions as we work through people's comments. It's a way of encouraging students who are hesitant to share their thoughts out loud, and therefore addressing a variety of learning styles. We've also used the online learning environment My Big Campus for other writing assignments.
What I like about having devices in the classroom is we get to do what we would do normally digitally. For example, doing a test online. Using devices in the classroom has helped my learning because I'm using something that I use in my everyday life.
I like having a device in the classroom because it pretty much gives you the access to information basically whenever you want it.
What I like about using devices in the classroom is that we get to do more creative assignments. Having devices in the classroom has improved my learning because it's more interesting and it's more interactive and I'm engaged more in what I'm doing.
You can pretty much ask anyone around my school about my lack of computer abilities. Platforms and apps are certainly not a part of my vocabulary. but I have found that with the right amount of support from colleagues, adequate resources, and time to explore, I've been able to take some chances and expand what I would traditionally be doing in the classroom.